Today I want to briefly, instantly react to Georgia's 24-21 victory against previously undefeated Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kidfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to briefly react to Georgia's win against Cincinnati 24-21, which was fantastic. And I need to lead with this. 2 of the 3 undefeated Group of 5 teams have been at the center of 2 of my favorite games of the bowl season. The first one, of course, being the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers losing in overtime to Liberty. And then, of course, Cincinnati had an opportunity to win this thing late. Desmond Ridder rolls out and throws the ball. A running clock probably helps you tremendously. But Jack Podlesny, my God, 53 yards and nails to win this thing. I mean, game was over 22-21, and then they got a garbage time safety, if you ask me. I'm sure Georgia fans feel some kind of way about that. Superlative for JT Daniels. He leaves 26-38 for 392. Perhaps if you start that guy from the jump, you got a chance to play for a national championship, or you have a chance to play for a national championship according to me and the math for which I go at in this, right? Because what I thought was so interesting about this is the way that Cincinnati continued to fight and the way they continue to play down one of their better players on defense in James Wiggins and, of course, their best running back in Jared Dokes. They still showed up to play against a bunch of dudes that are highly recruited and really great. Jalen Carter is an absolute monster on the defensive line for Georgia. He's a true freshman. Darnell Washington is 6'7", 260 pounds, lining up on the numbers and making plays. I had an NFL guy reach out to me and say, is Washington bigger than DK Metcalf? Yes, he is, by 4 inches and about 30 pounds, and he's a true freshman. Imagine adding Eric Gilbert to that and being able to put those guys out on the numbers. I was just having a fantasy football moment, running empty with Kyle Pitts and Darnell Washington on the outside, Brevin Jordan on the inside alongside Austin Stogner, and then you could throw Jaleel Billingsley in there, and then you can bring Jared Wiley off the bench. Look, I'm really, really excited about college football at this time because we're getting some good games to start. The Rose Bowl I expect to be good, but the Peach Bowl was stupendous. And I see an argument for the college football playoff to be expanded. It's not the question to ask whether or not Cincinnati would beat number 1 Alabama. The question to ask is, would Georgia have gone on a run in a 9-team playoff against the number 2 team in the country in Clemson? Perhaps. If Monty Rice doesn't play, right, doesn't matter to Georgia players, he's your team captain. He's a starting linebacker for you. Eric Stokes opted out. Trey McKitty ain't there. It's a different sort of Georgia team, and I get that. But if they don't want to show up to these sorts of games, there's no way for us to make them matter except to expand the playoff. Now, I've said 16 teams. I would even be in favor of 24, like the FCS model, where all of your Group of 5 champions get into the playoff. I think that's a very cool thing. I also think that it means that the league crowns matter, but more than that, we continue to see Group of 5 teams go undefeated through the regular season, whether we're in a COVID year or not, and then be told that they cannot be the undisputed national champion. And the NCAA doesn't even want to pretend that there is an undisputed national champion because they designate selectors to do that use mathematical equations, that use human polls, that could see Dabo Swinney rank at Ohio State number 11 to figure out who the champs are. And it's always plural, and we can do away with that. It's no shame to finish your season with a loss. That means that you played into the playoffs. That's a good thing. That's an exceptional thing. Now, Alabama's in another stratosphere. They're on another planet. The rest of the 129 other teams, I believe anybody could beat anybody and anybody could be good. I really enjoy talking about this stuff, man. Like, go check out what I wrote about this at foxsports.com and my immediate reaction and take from the Peach Bowl. But another thing I just wanted to hit on here is the Bearcats have non-conference games against Notre Dame and Indiana to start the 21 season, which means if they ran the table in the 21 season, we're talking about, yes, Cincinnati in the playoff. And I love that stuff, man. I 100% love that stuff. And I think that's what we need to be talking about. I'm going to do more about this when we do the live stream broadcast, but I wanted to get my thoughts out here and get you talking about it and get this thought going. Last thing I'll say, Georgia fans who are celebrating this win against Cincinnati are Georgia fans that are hard celebrating this win against Cincinnati are hypocrites. And we all know why. All right. Yeah. I think that's it for me. I'm trying to think. Did I go through all my stuff? Let me see. Rollout pass. Golly, if he just kept running or just sat down. UGA might have actually gone on a run. Yep, got there. Darnell Washington is a monster. Jalen Carter is a monster. One thing about the numbers for JT Daniels. That man is going to be lethal when he learns to read the defense, when he learns the playbook, because he's not actually audibling to runs when he saw three-man fronts and he saw two high safeties. He's trying to force it. He's letting long pass plays develop when they should go to quick game. And yet and still, he had athletes out there like George Pickens who could go make plays for him. UGA had 2 plays of 50 yards or more going into this game. They had 2 plays in the first half of that game where they went for 50 yards or more, right? Just food for thought there. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.